Welcome back, Truth Seeker. This is truly mind-blowing. Been exposing this kind of information for years, and this is one of the most interesting things I've ever seen. If you were watching tonight's college football game, which was very long, Washington State University gave up a huge second half lead to lose to UCLA with a final score of 67-63. And in attendance for this game was Gardner Minshew, the new sensation in the NFL who went to Washington State University and who had his passing touchdown record broken tonight. And what's interesting about the NFL tomorrow, which Gardner Minshew now plays in, is that tomorrow a Washington State University quarterback is going to start for the New York Jets against Tom Brady 18 years after Tom Brady replaced Drew Bledsoe in a New York Jets game. Tomorrow's Jets-Patriots, 18 years after Brady played his first NFL game because Drew Bledsoe, who went to Washington State University, was injured. A lot of Washington State. Washington State University this year, it's their 100th season of having a college football program, just like it's the 100th NFL season. And beyond all that, Washington State, watch just how much more interesting this gets when you apply Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, which Freemasonry uses, and of course the American sports are credited to Freemasonry. American football is credited to Walter Camp, Scottish Rite Freemason who went to Yale. You can do this night after night, college and pro, see how scripted things are. So UCLA with a miracle comeback wins 67-63. The game was put away at the end with a sack fumble. Clock was stopped at 59 seconds. Notice Gardner equals 67 and WSU equals 63. Gardner Minshew, the WSU quarterback in attendance, to watch his team lose in a devastating comeback. And we're going to elaborate more on that because there's really something interesting to how the comeback began at 49 points when Washington State scored their 49th point. That's when the game turned around. Washington State was up 49-17 in the third quarter and lost the game. We'll come back to that. But check this out. Gardner Minshew, his birthday is May 16th. Tomorrow's football game in the NFL, when Luke Falk, his WSU teammate, when he starts against the Patriots tomorrow, his first career start, starting at the same age, 24, that Brady got his first start at. Also, both men, the 199th pick of the NFL draft, which we'll elaborate on. But look at this. From Gardner Minshew's birthday to tomorrow's game is 130 days. How many points were scored tonight? Notice Washington equals 130. How many points were scored? 130. 130 points tonight. What are the odds? With Gardner, the WSU star quarterback, in attendance. And then tomorrow, this crazy coincidence of WSU quarterback Luke Falk facing Tom Brady. And just wait until you see how crazy this is. So this is the headline from a day ago. Falk goes from practice squad to sudden starter for Jets. And that's because Sam Darnold's sitting out with his fake mono case, which is part of the rigged Monday Night Football game, which we nailed. But look at this. Luke Falk, the former WSU quarterback who's starting against Brady and the New England Patriots tomorrow, from his birthday, his 24th birthday, to his start tomorrow is his 269th day of his age. Look at New England Patriots, 269. This guy's going to start against the Patriots on his 269th day of his age. And then if you count the span of days to his upcoming birthday, it's 98 days to his upcoming birthday. Tom Brady's 98, New England Patriots 98, Patriots is 98. Just like how we guaranteed, no doubt about it, the Patriots would be in the Super Bowl in the 98th NFL season. That's the year where we figured out it was Patriots and Eagles after week 3. Exactly what the Super Bowl was. If you're new here, there's 4 base ciphers, and you want to know them all. They're all super relevant. So just like, for example, Washington. The UW Huskies, his first game this season, which I believe was against Eastern Washington, he got his 140th career win in that game, the Washington coach, in an all-Washington game. Tonight, the comeback started at 49 points. Anyway, these are the 4 base ciphers. The alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. You learn these 4 ciphers, you see through all the riddles. Alphabetic order, forwards and backwards, rules of numerology, you need it all to see it all. That's how New England Patriots can be 98 and 269. And you can see how his birthday is the most perfectly situated day, the only day in the entire calendar year for this to even be possible. You got to think about that. This could only happen on one day in the calendar year. Boom. And this goes back to what I've been saying, that these people that you see playing in the college and pro level, not all of them, but a lot of them are Manchurians, born and bred to be for these rigged circuses that we call competitive sports. So if you do a search for Luke Falk right now and just type in tricks, you'll see that some headlines come up. Knows all the tricks. Knows all the tricks. You know? So why are they emphasizing this knows all the tricks? Anytime the media does this, they're coding something. Knows all the tricks with the alphabetic order is 220. From Drew Bledsoe's birthday to tomorrow's game is 220 days later. Drew Bledsoe is who got injured as the Patriots' star starting quarterback who went to WSU and then was replaced by Tom Brady, and the rest is history. After the Patriot Act, after 9/11, right? But notice, knows all the tricks, 220, 220 days after Bledsoe's birthday, National Football League, 220. How many men on the football field? 22, the master builder number. If you write out master builder as a word, it sums to 147. From the first Sunday to Super Bowl Sunday every year is 147 days. Not by accident. Freemason equals 147 too. Freemason, 147. The master builders. Notice how Drew Bledsoe's 47 years old, like how the first Super Bowl was in the 47th season of the NFL. That's the big special number to Freemasonry, from the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish foundation. That's why the nation's birthday is the 4th month, the 7th day, and the word foundation equals 47. But look at what else is coded here. The 67 knows all the tricks. Look at the score of tonight's game that's part of this ritual. You know, this headline, we talked about this headline hours ago today on Patreon. By the way, all this stuff that we talked about, even before this game was played, we were cluing into this ritual going on with WSU and the NFL. So I was watching tonight's game, and I was like, God, when is this game going to end? But I was like, look at that. I knew it was for sure going to 1:30 once the opportunity was there. It was 3rd and long. I was like, this is where you want to be in those real-time online gambling situations. If you know Washington's 1:30 and how it hits with Washington, you just know there's going to be a touchdown here. And sure enough, there is. But notice knows all the tricks when you run the alphabetic order in reverse is 239. 239. Tom Brady's on 239 career wins right now. And when did he get his first action in the NFL? September 23rd versus the Jets, 23/9. And if you doubt that Tom Brady's on 239 career wins, let me just show you something real quick. Here's Tom Brady's all-time wins right here, 239. Show you something funny. George Mason Patriots, VCU Rams, basketball box score 2019. This is the one right here, February 2nd. This was college basketball the night before Tom Brady became 6-3 in Super Bowls. And we already knew the Patriots were going to win, but when this happened, we just said, lock it away. Tom Brady, 6-3 in Super Bowls, no doubt about it. The George Mason Patriots lost 63-79 to the VCU Rams the day before Brady became 6-3 in Super Bowls. And check this out with George Mason Patriots. In the Super Bowl, Tom Brady got his 237th career win. He's 2-0 this year, so he's added on 2 more wins. He's up to 239 now. It's going to be NFL Week 3. But he got his 237th win. And remember, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Wait a minute. Something's wrong. Mercedes. There we go. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You see how it sums to 307? Tom Brady played his 307th career game in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the Super Bowl. That's the 63rd prime number, and he became 6-3. This is how scripted it is from college to pro. They use technology to ensure outcomes in basketball. In other sports, they use the zebras and the umpires to ensure outcomes, plus the coaches are all in on it. And it looks like a lot of the players are too, to be perfectly honest, even at the collegiate level. Look how nice the college player tattoos are. Those are expensive, man. What college student, can afford that? Besides rich kids and paid college athletes. So this has gone on since I was in diapers. Anyway, there's a million more things I could tell you about all this. Go back in time. Tom Brady, when he lost in the Super Bowl to Philadelphia, he was stuck on 223 career wins and got his 65th loss. Philadelphia established October 27th, the day leaving 65 days left in the year. The year the Eagles played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, they began 10-1. They kicked a 61-yard field goal in Week 3, the week that kicked it all off. That was Week 3 as well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. They like to do things in Week 3. And this year, tomorrow, Sunday, it's the day leaving 100 days left in the year for the 100th NFL season. So, and then the last one's 10-4, which is a whole nother topic, which has to do with September 11th and the Patriot Act and the New England Patriots. So I'm just going to skip that one. But just realize what they're coding out, it's not an accident. And 239, it's also the 52nd prime number. The riddle was laid down for Super Bowl 52 on September 23rd, 23/9, when Tom Brady took on the NFL over protesting the flag. The flag was sewn in Philadelphia at 239 Arch Street. 239 is the 52nd prime. Super Bowl 52, Philadelphia, home of the flag, versus the Patriots with the flag on the helmet. But 239, the 52nd prime, the guy who starts against Brady tomorrow is Lucas Andrew Falk, name that equals 52. What's that about? And keep in mind, if Brady does win tomorrow, Tom Brady lost in his first NFL action as well. And then Tom Brady, he might have got his first career NFL start against Peyton Manning, if I remember right. His first official start. Wasn't a start when he came in for the Jets because Bledsoe was the starter from Washington State who got hurt. A New York Jet hit number 11 after September 11th in the 11th state with the giant buildings that look like 11s with Flight AA11. Mo Lewis, the Jet, flew into number 11, and then came Brady. But Tom Brady was the 199th overall pick of the NFL draft in 2000. Luke Falk was the 199th pick in 2018, 18 years later, and he was a WSU quarterback, just like Drew Bledsoe. Notice WSU's 18. If you go back and look, the quarterback tonight who set the record for Washington State for most touchdown passes, he wears 18 as well. This ritual 18 years later. Tom Brady's on 18 losses at home in the regular season. 18 losses at home, 60 regular season losses. 61's the 18th prime number, which is interesting. And Jets equals 18, and it's the 18-year anniversary. But with regards to Brady being the 199th overall pick, don't forget that 199 is the 46th prime number. The 46th. Tom Brady was drafted out of Michigan. Did I not spell it right? Michigan. I'm not spelling something right here. Michigan, 46. There we go. Michigan's 46. And look at Tom Brady, 46. Falk equals 24. He's 24 years old, getting his first start, just like Brady was 24 when he got his first start. Again, it's the 100th season of the NFL. It's the 100th season for the Washington State Cougars, who are a big part of this ritual. Tonight's game, Falk tied Gardner Minshew's touchdown record for a game was 7 when Washington scored 49 points. They made a big deal about that. The cameras went to Gardner Minshew, and then the game just fell apart for WSU. UCLA went on a tear. Looked like the greatest football team there ever was. And anyway, it's not an accident that ritual happened at 49. He would go on to throw 2 more touchdowns to get 9 for the new WSU record. Let's put WSU up again one more time. WSU's 9. You see that? Jets is 9. WSU's 9. Tomorrow, WSU quarterback making his debut on the anniversary of Drew Bledsoe, the WSU quarterback going down. And his name's Luke. Luke, by the way, is also 49. You know, so Luke's 49. And then notice the sack fumble was at 59 seconds. Washington equals 59, as does Freemasonry. Freemasonry sums to 59. in Hebrew and in English. American football credited to Scottish rite of Freemasonry. And with regards to Scottish, in 49, notice Washington, George Washington, a Scottish Rite Freemason. Washington's 49. America's 49. Scottish is 49. NFL is 49. The biggest event in the NFL is the Super Bowl 49. It's a special number. That's the point. It's a special one. It has a square root of 7. What's in the middle of the Masons logo? A capital G, the 7th letter, with instruments of geometry around it. Gematria. Practice coding numbers into words means geometry and language. Comes from Kabbalah. Kabbalah states God created the world with letters, numbers, and words. Freemasonry based in Kabbalah. By the way, 59 is the 17th prime. Again, Freemasonry 59 in Hebrew and English. Modern Freemasonry began 1717. 59 years later, the United States of America established by the Masonic numbers. Now, just to review what happened at the beginning of the week, we identified that 103 was a very important number and to look for it in this week's games. And check this out. So, the Thursday night game was on the day leaving 103 days left in the year, and it was 103 days after Andrew Jackson's anniversary of his death. And the game was in Jacksonville, named after Andrew Jackson. And also, Andrew Jackson became a Freemason in the state of Tennessee, right here. It is suggested that President Jackson became a Mason at Harmony Lodge No. 1 in Tennessee. Harmony Lodge began as number 29 under the Charter of North Carolina, later to be named No. 1 under the Tennessee Grand Lodge in 1913. And I see my camera froze. But the Thursday night game was Jacksonville versus Tennessee. And Jacksonville won. It was a bizarre game, bizarre play calls. 103 the 27th prime, 27 combined points. And recall earlier this year, here, just in case you missed this week's Thursday night football game, the final score is right here, 20-7. A difference of 13 points, TNF equals 13. In the 3 TNF games, Titans at Jaguars. It's the third time they've played there in history. Titans lost the first 2 games with 13 points, and then they lost by a difference of 13 in this one. And again, TNF, 13. 40 always shows up. Mariota had 40 attempts in the game. The week before that, 40-yard field goal starts the first points. The week before that, Rodgers gets his 40th regular season away win. It's the same stuff week after week, the rituals, the same numbers used. But don't forget that week 1 of the NFL, it was a giant 103 ritual too. I'm going to get to how this 103 matters. In case you're like, what? How did we get on 103? Just bear with me. Remember, week 1, you were seeing the Packers beat the Bears 10-3, and they debuted this commercial with Rodgers and Mahomes with State Farm, 103. But worse yet, that game, the 10-3 game, was a span of 103 days from the death of Bart Starr, the Super Bowl MVP of Super Bowl I between the Packers and Chiefs. Notice Bart Starr wore 15 like Mahomes, and Aaron Rodgers, it's his 15th season, his home debut was last week on the 15th of September. But the 10-3 game came a span of 103 days from his death. Sick stuff. So 2 Thursday night football games and 2 103 rituals. Well, in 2 out of 3. Week 1 and week 3 for another 13. TNF 13. 103. 103 rituals. Get it? Week 1, week 3, TNF 13. 0 doesn't count in numerology. It's a lot like 1-3. So we were looking for the 103s this week, and it turns out Tom Brady has not lost at home in New England in the regular season since October 1st, 103 weeks ago. October 1st, 2017. He lost to the Panthers on October 1st. And check this out. Panthers, 101. Go look at that Cardinals game versus the Panthers tomorrow. But this was the last time Brady lost, on 10-1 to the Panthers, 2017. 103 weeks ago. Isn't that weird? 103 weeks ago. He's won 14 straight at home. The word end equals 14. Football equals 43, the 14th prime. Tomorrow's game has 43 date numerology. A lot of streaks in sports do end at 14. Not all, but a lot do. Also, with regards to 10-3, the Jets won 10-3 over the Patriots, September 23rd, 2001, the time Brady got his first NFL action. That was the game where Drew Bledsoe got injured. Washington State to bring it full circle. By the way, Brady equals 23. September 23rd leaves 99 days left in the year, and Patriot equals 99. So does New England. Speaking of rituals, Tom Brady, I was supposed to have a picture of his birthday with his mug up here. Tom Brady's birthday is August 3rd, which is a perfect day for a football player. Football equals 83 with the alphabetic order. But from Brady's birthday to the game is 50 days later. Notice it's also 1 month and 19 days, kind of reminding you of 9/11, Patriot Act, Patriots. But 50 days, Brady's 50, Circle's 50, Pittsburgh's 50, Steelers is 50. Brady began 5-0 to start this season at home against Pittsburgh by beating them. Became 5-0 at home against Pittsburgh all time. And again, that's why you want to know all these ciphers. For anyone who thinks it's bogus that you use multiple ciphers, when you study sports, you see why they need the multiple ciphers. Pittsburgh's 50, Steelers 50, again, Brady 50, America 50. Whoops, got to spell right. America 50. Anyway, Circle's 50. Things come in full circle. So, 50 days after Brady's birthday, Brady's from the Bay Area. He grew up idolizing Joe Montana. Joe Montana played for San Francisco and the Chiefs. San Francisco and Chiefs are both 50. And here's the weirdest part. From Joe Montana's birthday to tomorrow's game is 103 days. It's like, what? What are the odds of this? Brady's from the Bay Area. He idolized Joe Montana. It's a known part of his story. Joe Montana once suffered a near career-ending injury against the New York Giants. Career-ending has the 103 and the 67 like we saw earlier. And the quote from Falk. Where's Falk's quote? He's got that 67 in there. See? You just wonder. You just wonder. And what else is weird is Jimmy G, as a starter in the NFL, Jimmy Garoppolo, who was the backup to Brady not long ago. Notice he's 10-2 in the season, right? But notice he's 4-0 at home. He's 4-0 at home and he's 10-2 in the season, right? Now, this is why sometimes picking a game can be hard, but I'm just going to show you how weird this is. If he loses tomorrow, he's going to be 10-3 and he's going to lose to the Steelers, right? But if he wins, he's going to be 5-0 at home, and Steelers is also 50. Remember, Pittsburgh's 50. And San Francisco is 50. San Francisco's 50. You see that? Notice San Francisco is also 122. San Francisco's on the 122nd meridian if you look up its coordinates. So is Seattle, so is Portland. San Francisco coordinates, 122nd meridian west. And anyway, if Jimmy G won this week, he'd become 11-2, like how he was born November 2nd, like how he got that first start on the 112th meridian in Arizona, the year the Patriots went on to win Super Bowl 51. Giant ritual on 2-5 on February 5th. The AFC got its 25th Super Bowl, 25-point comeback over the Falcons. Falcons 25. It was the 97th NFL season. Belichick 97, the 25th prime. They moved the touchback from 20 to 25 yards that year. Anyway, San Francisco equals 50. Remember, they just hosted Super Bowl 50. Once upon a time, they were 5-0 in Super Bowls before, in the Harbaugh Bowl, they lost to the Ravens. That was Super Bowl 47. Brother John won. John's 47. Brother Jim lost. Jim has no 47 connection. John won 47. Think about it. So anyway, all these 103s, right? 103 days after Montana's birthday. Jimmy G, who's playing in the Bay Area, who used to play for the Patriots, could fall to 10-3. Aaron Rodgers, who went to Cal in the Bay Area, is going for his 103rd regular season win against the Broncos. You know, it's like, what are the odds of this? Or, here. So when you go to this website, you'll see that it shows Rodgers has 111 wins, but in the regular season, notice how many he has. Aaron Rodgers has 102. And look at who's right ahead of him with 103, Matt Ryan. And remember, Matt Ryan lost to Brady in Super Bowl 52. Remember how that connects? Or, excuse me, he didn't lose in Super Bowl 52. He lost in Super Bowl 51. I take it back. But he's a quarterback that has a connection to Brady through a Super Bowl. So you just got to say, what are the odds? And oh, by the way, Brady's on 27 wins versus the Jets in the regular season. 103 is the 27th prime. His next loss is the 8th to the Jets in the regular season. 19 is the 8th prime. Wouldn't it be the ultimate mockery if it did happen, if Brady went down to the Jets? And imagine if it was an injury. I mean, that would make it even more ridiculous. We're getting a call. Let's see what the caller's got to say. What's up, caller?
Hey, how you doing, Zach? Are you live right now?
I'm live right now.
Really? You have to be like 3 hour time difference, right? Because you're probably you're in Seattle.
I'm in Washington State, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Michigan. Anyway, yeah, I didn't think you were alive. And I was just going through your videos. It's like, what the hell? They just deleted his freaking Gematria Effect News channel.
Yeah, they deleted my channel. Yeah, so I'm on my backup channel, Gematria Effect Sports.
Wow, brother. I'm sorry. I feel bad. That pisses me off.
Well,
anyway,
I'm used to it, man.
Yeah.
I've had 18 channels deleted now, so.
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent a message on YouTube or whatever, because I just got a subscription for YouTube. It's like, why do you guys just delete the real bull crap that's really going, the how you bust into cars and make homemade bombs? Why do you guys delete them videos? Or actually, you know what I mean, the bull crap.
Sure, I know what you mean.
But anyway, so, yeah, I didn't think you were alive. Okay, I just wanted to mention real quick. You probably went on about it. For some reason, there was like the number 27 was going on the past week.
Right. Hey, what I recommend you do, man, is go watch the live stream I'm doing right now. It's mind-blowing information. You should watch it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to touch you. I will. And I want to ask you one thing. If you could, I texted, but you probably don't receive text. I'll let you go though real quick. I wonder if you could check out this actor. She was on the remake of the Bad News Bears movie. You remember that movie?
I'd have to go back and see.
Okay. So it was 2005. I think it was a remake that came out in 2005. It was a remake of the Bad News Bears, back in the 70s with Walter Matthau. Anyways, it was the Bad News Bears, and it was a remake with Billy Bob Thornton and his daughter in the movie. I forgot her name. Her name was Samantha something. Her real name was, I think. And it was like 2005. She died at the age of 20. In the movie, her age was 12, but she died like at the age of 20, like not even, 8-10 years later. If you could look that up, I was just wondering because I was trying to check it out myself.
Okay, I'll check it out.
The daughter.
All right.
Of Billy Bob
Hey, man, like I said, I'm doing a live stream on a topic, so I'd like to get back into it. All right, take care.
All right, appreciate it, man. Bye-bye.
People like to talk, don't they? It's like if I picked up the phone, I was like, "Oh, you're doing something right now? Oh, I'll call you back." That's what I would say. I wouldn't go on and talk about 10 new topics. Anyway, let me just show you how stupid the NFL is when you know this knowledge. You see how Tom Brady's last one was 209? He just got that against the Miami Dolphins, right? Miami Dolphins equals 209. Last year, the Miami Miracle happened 209 days from, what's the tight end's number? Gronkowski, who was on the field, who shouldn't have been, and pretty much allowed the touchdown to happen. 209. And remember, the score was 43-0 last week. Dolphins 43, Florida 43, when spelled correctly, 43. Football's 43, Masonics 43. Last Sunday was 43 days after Brady's birthday. This week's 50 days. 7 days ago. Simple math. Oh, yeah. So we're just going down the list. Drew Brees, his last win was over the Houston Texans on Monday Night Football, right? This was an easy call. What do you think Houston Texans equals? 156. Oh, yes, it does. And that was on MNF 33. When you write out 33, it equals 156. Last week, Baker Mayfield became 7-8 as a starter on his 156th day of his age on MNF. 7-8. Cleveland 78. New York 78. You see how easy it is. Anyhow, so there was that. Ben Roethlisberger sitting on 144 wins. He picked up his, notice when you write out 44, it's 144. Seattle's 44. The Seattle Seahawks became 10-8 against the Pittsburgh Steelers all time by winning that game. Plus, there was a few other things there. So anyway, it's just when you learn the code, you can just see through the rigging. Phillip Rivers just lost last week. Nice upset. He got his 91st career loss against Detroit. Detroit's 91. So, but here's one that I got wrong last week was Eli Manning. I thought Manning was going to get his 117th career win last week because he faced the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills is 117. And the name Manning is 117. So there's something very interesting about him not getting that 117th win. And sometimes things like that happen and you're like, you realize it's still a riddle, but you're like, okay, so what's that mean? So he didn't get the one that he should have picked up? Well, why did his puzzle piece not fit? You know? So anyway, if you got here late, you definitely want to watch this from the beginning. It will blow your mind just how scripted college and pro are. Season after season, year after year. And when you learn this knowledge, you're just like, oh my God, how are they doing this? And even though I've been doing it for all these years, I still say the same thing. Like, how is this even possible? They're literally farming these people and using them like pawns on a chessboard. Literally. Literally. Oh my goodness. And of course it's all Freemasonry. Who else would it be? They work by this code. It's their game. You know, paying tributes to a Freemason. If it wasn't Freemasonry, why would they pay tribute to a Freemason very clearly through a game? Year after year. I mean, last year we were talking about Andrew Jackson before the season began and the War of 1812 and why the Eagles were going to win the opening game and it was Lock City. Patriots were going to win the Super Bowl, what it had to do with the War of 1812, the national anthem. What was the score of the first game last year after we talked about all that? It was 18-12. A really weird football score, you know. And just think about how many things we called over the years. Very specifically, Super Bowl 50. How did we do it? How did we do Super Bowl 50? We did it so good, USA Today had to write a hit piece. USA Today had to write this article. Oh, wait, this is the one about me from Vice Sports. But here's the one from USA Today. Uh-oh, what happened? My computer dying? Don't tell me they're George Orwell in it from the internet. Conspiracy theorist proves Freemasons rigged AFC and NFC championship games. Again, very disingenuous headline. In October of that season, I had said what the Super Bowl would be, who would be the MVP, what the score tribute would be, why there'd be a Black Panther tribute. All of it happened. Called that in October. Broncos over Panthers. Showed how it was all scripted, the news and the sports. Look at this. Cam Newton became the 58th quarterback to start in the Super Bowl. In Super Bowl 50, he became the 58th to start. Huey P. Newton in the most pure ciphers, 58. And back then, I didn't know reverse gematria. I didn't even look at it. I wish I did, though, because I would have saw how it equaled 131 and 41 like Super Bowl. Oh, my God, it's crazy. But look at this. Huey P. Newton, 58, right? Cam Newton became the 58th quarterback to start in a Super Bowl. Huey P. Newton is who established the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party. Huey P. Newton. And he established it in the Bay Area, where Super Bowl 50 was. See? And then Von Miller, who was drafted one pick after Cam Newton, wears the number 58. How easy was it to see that it was going to be a defensive game? And it would have to be Von Miller who'd be the MVP. Defensive players don't win that much. He was a huge payout. Von Miller, MVP. We said it would be a tribute to Super Bowl 24 because the 49ers, who hosted the Super Bowl, blew out the Broncos 55-10. And at the time of Super Bowl 50, the Broncos and Elway were 55 years old. Broncos won Super Bowl 50 with 24 points, like how they got blown out in Super Bowl 24. And then Beyonce got criticized as dressing up as a Black Panther. You see how sick it all is? You see how Huey P. Newton's 58 and 41? Check out Oakland. Oakland's 58-41, and actually 131, just like Huey P. Newton. And that's where he established the Black Panther Party. Was Huey P. Newton even his real name, or was it his agent name given to him by this Masonic network? The 58? Freemasonry's 58, secret society's 58. A whole lot of things related to Freemasonry are 58. All their secrets are in Solomon's Temple 58. They come out of the Rosicrucian Order 58. You got to go through your 3 degrees. You got to do the tracing board. Got to do your tracing board to get your degree. So much more. But this is all Freemasonry. And this is all fathers and sons and, a big club that most of us aren't in. And look at what they love to punk the crowd. That's what they do whenever they disappoint the home crowd. They just love to pan over the crowd, and then their disgusted looks and their disappointed looks and their sad looks. It's just such a mockery. It's like they're like, yes, we are awesome this year. We're up 49-17, and then they're like, whoa, how did we just lose the game? UCLA was averaging 2 touchdowns per pass, it seemed like. So, anyway. You better watch it from the beginning if you missed it. This is one of the most mind-blowing things I've ever seen. And you really should sign up for the Patreon, too. I only charge $5 a month. You get 30 hours of me per week. Literally, on live streams on Patreon. Taking your questions, showing you how the whole thing is scripted and rigged together. And the best part is you can win big bucks on this. The Angels beat the Astros today. For the second time, we nailed the Angels upsetting the Astros in a huge payout in this season because it was the 2 times that the 104 riddle came up. By the Astros losing the night they lost, they became 10-4 against the Angels for the season. Earlier this year, Verlander was a huge favorite, and he lost to the Angels, becoming 10-4 for the season. There are certain numbers that are very repetitive with these teams and patterns in the way the games are rigged. All of the world of sports, because it's all credited to Freemasonry. Again, just to make a point, baseball, look at it. 54 outs in a game. 18 half innings. 162 games in a Major League Baseball season, and then 54 again. How many outs there are in a game? Look at MLB. 27 outs per team, 9 innings, 54 a game, 18 half innings. All these numbers break down to 9 in numerology, like 9 innings in baseball. 9 represents completion. You see? You type out Major League Baseball. It's 162. Just like baseball alone with the reverse alphabetic order is 162. And I could go on about all these things. Go back and look at the day that Roy Halladay died off the coast of Holiday, Florida. He died on November 7th, 117, the day leaving 54 days left in the year. Multi-time Cy Young pitcher. Notice 351, that's the 26th triangular number. Game equals 26. Last year, number 26 for the Patriots scored the only touchdown in the game, helping the AFC win its 26th Super Bowl 351 days after his birthday. He has the same birthday as Jordan, too, and he helped Brady tie Jordan as the GOAT. Keep in mind, 26 is the God number. In Hebrew and English, God equals 26. That's why we have a 26-letter alphabet. The word letters 26. It's the Kabbalistic belief. God created the world with letters, numbers, and words. It's how you play God over the masses. It's how they do it every day. And they love it. And they love tormenting people. Especially with sports. Just the absurdity of it. How do you lose when you're up 49-17 midway through the third quarter? I mean, it's obvious the players are in on it. Turning over the ball, just making dumb mistakes. It's just... Mike Leach. Every time they went to Mike Leach, he wasn't even talking. It's like, is that guy the coach of the team? He looks like he's just standing there like he's in a costume with a headset over his face. Every time the camera goes to him, he's just standing there not talking to anybody. It's the first coach I've ever seen on TV for 20 minutes without moving his lips one time. Maybe he was just like, I can't believe they gave me this script tonight. Oh my God. And he goes home to his multi-million-dollar house in the middle of eastern Washington, looking out at the beautiful scenery. Anyway, I need to go to bed. I got to get up early and work. There's always more to do, but you guys should definitely sign up for the Patreon, buy the book, wake your friends and family up to this. If you're at Washington State University, I'll put it to you this way. If you're at Washington State University or even UCLA or any college university and you think this is all coincidence, I'm telling you, your future's bright because it is a world of coincidence theorists and you almost have to be one to fit in. It's not really a good thing, but I'm telling you, you coincidence theorists, you're a lucky bunch. Somehow, some way, not being able to see the obvious truth is a great benefit in this world. And if you are in college and you realize this isn't a coincidence, which it's not, you should think about dropping out of college. Literally, because just use your mind. You're already intelligent enough. Do something, you're passionate about. Do it well. Work hard. Build your own business rather than get in debt. And I'm telling you, when you get out, most people don't even care about your degree. They'd rather see that you had work experience. College is part of this whole big scheme too. I mean, think about it. It's these universities that are ripping off their own students, charging them to go to the rigged game so they can feel, momentarily depressed about the big disappointment. That's what your university really thinks about you. Yeah. All right, Truth Seeker, we'll leave it there. Till next time.